All right, let's get into this. It is Saturday morning, 1 p.m. That means it is Adults with Jobs versus Smells Like Team Spirit. This is the Frogpants competition. The Heroes of the Pants is the name of the tournament. And I am here solo casting this by myself. I am Kyle Fergusson. And on the left here, we have Adults with Jobs with Randy on Vala. Cheese Chips on Jaina, Retro Funk on Uther, Archer on Johanna, and a bottom lane Master Skin Nazebo Nats. On the opposing team, Smells Like Team Spirit, we have Arcane on Kael'thas. Skeleton King is All the Mage, or Al the Mage. Julius, if he stops running around, is the Lily. ETC, ooh, double tank. Michael and Deco on Raynor. And looks like we have Adults with Jobs setting up for a early engagement, but ETC spies the Vala there. Oh, this could go real bad real fast, but Raynor manages to push him out. Uther gets a good heal off, and looks like they're just gonna chase him back into lane. And we should return to a normal sort of opening here. Nice little gentleman's lanes working out. Vala versus Raynor and ETC up top. Pretty rough lane for a squishy Vala, but Johanna 3 in the mid, in fact. Uther's gonna head up and help out that Vala here, while ETC comes down to see if he can help out with the 3 mid, but nope, they're splitting up. ETC getting back in lane. Oh, going for a body block on the vault. Perfect push as she goes for the vault there, and ends up having to back out as Jaina does come up to join the fray. Oh, this middle lane, Lily making everyone miss. 3 targets for her and Skeleton King. I don't think these 3 are going to get too much done. Skeleton King marching forward, draining that health off the Johanna, which is a huge amount of damage because it is based off of total percentage of health. Meanwhile, downtown, things are going pretty casual, but nice zombie wall on Arcane. And Nats gets a little bit in tower range, has to back out, forcing Arcane to take that well there. And ETC going for another dive, pushing back to Vala. Holds on to her dive this time so she can actually get out of there. And wailing on Deco. Doesn't look like Uther has his stun ready though. Take a quick look at the talents here. Nothing too out of the ordinary. Looks like we're going to see Valo auto attack build. Kael'thas picking the safe healing talents. And Raynor looks like he went with Seasoned Marksman, so he's going to be in lane a long time. It's a great talent for this particular map because the whole objective is to kill those spiders, giving him stacks, increasing his damage. Oh, Uther trying to go for a body block, but Jane is a little far behind. Actually, Blizzard going out on Raynor. He's going to keep walking. Of course, with Seasoned Marksman, his heal is considerably smaller than it could be with the level 1 Give Me More talent. ETC repositioning here. Actually, they got 11 to turn in. And no contest. Meanwhile, down bottom, our gentleman's lane continues. Both of them agreeing to blow each other up very slowly. A little bit of change here. Archer, Johanna, maybe looking for a bit of a gank bottom, but Kael'thas isn't pushed out far enough. Up top, ETC might fall if a Hungering Arrow maybe can bounce around. Wow, that's lucky. Nothing to bounce around him. Everyone's too low mana. ETC gets out. Deco playing real safe, making sure he doesn't fall during the meantime, but this could mean an overextension for Lily and the Skeleton King, and they'll have more than enough. Skeleton King got some healing going on there with his Siphon as he walks back. These 3 wailing on them as hard as they can, but of course Lily just that constant sustain, and she's got more than enough mana to keep it going for a while. ETC once again going for the body block. Vala having to vault over his head. Deco, 9 to turn in. Well, just about even up, but looks like Nazebo actually got turned in as well, putting Adults with Jobs in the lead for gems at the moment. And actually, Smells Like Team Spirit pushing him out, pushing him back. But that's only because Adults with Jobs is taking these merc camps. Uther and Johanna, Jojo, taking this one. Gonna be pretty slow work, but they're almost done. They're almost back in lane. And they have great soak in the meantime, so they're not losing any XP here. All right, they rejoin the lane, bolstered by their mercenaries. Obviously wanting to get some sort of gank here, but ETC is going to come in and actually easily mess this up. Now she has 2 tanks on her. Actually pushing her back towards the towers, so she's gonna have to keep walking. Heal goes out. She's gonna walk away as well. Deco a little exposed, but he's got 2 tanks in the area. No problems there, but Vala coming in as well. Hungering Arrow bouncing all around her. Not enough damage. Still has that heal for Raynor. Looks like, oh, bit of aggression going on here, but everything is safe once again. Talent-wise, we definitely see Vala investing fully into that auto attack build. Pretty standard builds otherwise. Looks like a spider build for Nazebo. And that would be level 7 for Smells Like Team Spirit. And how are they going to invest themselves? Looks like Skeleton King doing the usual sort of self-heal build, particularly on a lane-heavy map like this. Kael'thas going for the Ignite build. Big engage here. Jaina, great Blizzard there. And that leaves Al the Mage and Retrofunk wailing on each other in the bush there as ETC tries to wiggle out, and he's going to succeed. As Lily doing an amazing job healing. And that's Spiders for Adults with Jobs. Which leaves... Oh, real close there on Al the Mage. Oh, walks right through the spider wave. Ends up using his well to get back in the fight. And he's just going to head right back in there. Lily going back for mana. Leaving these 2 tanks a little exposed. And that may be it for Al the Mage. And he falls. ETC diving in. May have been a bad call. Stun goes out on him. And ETC falls. That is... a shame. Randy wailing on the wall up here. Deco doing a great job defending, though. And meanwhile, downtown, Kael'thas doing what he can. Of course, Nazebo has a bit more push power than him, but looks like Arcania is doing a great job throwing out those free living bombs using his trait. And the push continues middle, and the fort falls, and the spider is still going. Momentary Lily out of mana there. Ends up causing 2 warriors to die. And bottom falls as well, so a very powerful first Spider Queen for Adults with Jobs. By the way, love your guy's name. Looks like we have a gank moving in on Vala. She still has her vault, so she's going to vault right back over the body block and get out of there, no problem. All right, Jaina having to interrupt this. Looks like she has 2 teammates who could come help her. Lily continuing to try to turn in, but Smells Like Team Spirit is going to have to defend if they want to get this. And then 3 come in. Okay, 2v3. Skeleton King from the bottom misses his Drain Hope, which is a huge whiff for him. It's such a long cooldown, 12 seconds or so, until he can use that again. Ghosts right out of there. ETC in the front, though. And we have Vala rejoining the fight. This could be a lot of damage on the ETC. They have 10. And Strafe goes forward, takes out the ETC. Al the Mage stuck in the back, and he falls as well. And Garrett, thank you for the howdy do. I am casting a game at the moment. All right, Raynor in here. Solan's mom lane. Fine, he missed out on the top fight, but he does have seasoned marksman, so getting stacks is extremely important. And of course, making sure you're farming up all the gems you can. Hello from Garrett's stream. All right, well, this is Adults with Jobs sneaking atop, and in fact, it looks like it gets noticed as all of them are missing from lane. ETC comes in, both the tanks here. The boss is almost down. Okay, here's Kael'thas in the back. This could be the damage they need to clean up. Oh, the box goes back. He resets, immediately going to start healing huge chunks of time. Of course, he is fully healed up, so Adults with Jobs not going to be able to... Wow! Great Divine Shield there. Lily popping her ult in the background, keeping everyone topped off. This Gargantuan wants blood, though. Nat's coming in. Great place for a zombie wall for him to land it. And oh my goodness, what a beautiful mosh pit. Though it is going to cause ETC to fall as the rest of the team was involved in trying to get that boss. Raynor throws out Hyperion, and the rest of the team's just going to chase him right out of it. Lily, Jules having to get out of there, and they're going to restart that boss once again. Of course, Skeleton Ghost floating around. He's going to be able to scout all this if he wants to, but nope. All of Smells Like Team Spirit falls, and this is just going to allow them to take this box scot-free. Skeleton Mage going to farm the lane, but not really much he can do to get in there and clean it up. As for the ultimates, we saw that mosh pit happen. We saw the cups, Hyperion, Phoenix, Entomb actually on the Skeleton King there. Actually, a pretty darn good choice here. We have 0 teleports. Vault can't even jump over the wall. So until level 20, Entomb is just going to grab whoever they want. Meanwhile, Adults with Jobs picking pretty standard picks as well. The only real choice was the Strafe. And of course, that's already paid for itself, getting 2 kills off of that ult. And that's another gem turn in for Adults with Jobs. It's going to be a pretty powerful push, though they really only have 1 fort forward to get. Low health on that. Smells like Team Spirit knows it, so they're going to defend this top lane. Bottom will push out, may reach the wall here. And it looks like Adults with Jobs is actually going to go do just that. They know that Smells Like Team Spirit is completely in the top lane. And they're going to clean up the spider right quick and possibly take their own fort, causing Adults with Jobs to head back up to meet him. Coming around the back, Retrofunk has a stun for him, and he's going to go straight on the Rainer, in fact. Rainer having to walk out, can't do any damage, of course, when he's running away. Kael'Thas immediately falls. Ooh, a great strafe by the Bala, chasing everyone back. Gets the Rainer, and an Entomb, more of an emergency button there, a panic. And that is all of Smells Like Team Spirit falls, except for an ETC who manages to slink away in the background. Of course, he got sort of body blocked and pushed out of the group. No point for him to stick around. He would have just dove into a full damage comp there. And got to use as well, but oh, a Hungering Arrow does not decide to go for him. That could have spelled the end for him. And with only 10 minutes in the game, Smells Like Team Spirit still jumps right back in, but with a 4-level lead, it's going to be pretty tough for them to make a comeback. And 28 gems already on the Johanna. Top damage is actually on the Jaina right now by a pretty huge amount. 31,000 damage as opposed to the Skeleton King's 13,000 damage. So Adults with Jobs really just bringing a huge amount of burst. And look how they just drive around as a single comp. Really great there. Skeleton King taking the mercs here. Gonna need some help there, but he can sustain himself for quite a while before someone shows up. Looks like Arcane will be the one to come over and help him out once he gets all these gems. Adults with Jobs get the turn in. They only need to get themselves 3 more, but 3 more may be hard to come by as all the lanes are pushed out. And this will give Smells Like Team Spirit the much needed time they need to secure these mercenaries as well as farm up their own gems. So this is XP time for them. They've cleared the 4 gap, down to 3 at the moment. Deco coming around the back here. This could be pretty dangerous. Jojo coming around the front. Decides better if it gets back. Nazebo takes the bottom. They're just wanting those last 3, and maybe they can get him in the mid here. Oh, Kael'Thas overextends. Jaina, Water Elemental, slows him down, and he falls right quick. The rest of the team gathered down bottom. Skeleton King coming around. He, of course, can ghost out of any trouble he gets into. But this burst is just too much, and he falls. Emergency Hyperion there. Gonna do quite a bit of damage as the fight did stop, but that's actually gonna be a dead Rainer as well. Pushing Jules and Mikhail back. ETC, oh, the Jojo stun gets him. Does he have a dive? He's gonna keep walking. Lily keeping up. Al the Mage responding incredibly quickly. Oh, huge damage going out on him, though. He's going to have to be careful as Adults with Jobs is looking just to end this right now. They have the 3 if they need it, so if they do get pushed back, there it goes. Oh, Skeleton King falls again. Kael'Thas falls again. And I think this is going to spell it the end for him. If Adults with Jobs gets pushed back, that'll just mean they'll turn in, and they will get Spider Wave, and that'll be powerful for them. It looks like they are actually going to get pushed back. Still 13 minutes, relatively short cooldowns on those reses. This is going to actually be a little dangerous for them. Jojo getting pushed into that range of the tower. Real low ETC, though. Oh, they can smell it. They want it. But nope, just diving right back in on the core. Really low Jaina in the far back. Lily pops her ult, hoping that Al the Mage can maybe get forward and do a bit of damage, but the Entomb misses. Sadly, it still would have just gone off on the Johanna, which I think Adults with Jobs, with that 4-level lead once again, could have absolutely handled. ETC does the mosh pit, but great spying by Archer here, able to pop his trade at the right second, just walk right through the ult. One of the reasons we don't see ETC too much anymore. And they are once again sort of positioning themselves to wail on the core. They need to top off for sure. This is a bit dangerous for them. Things could go wrong, but 4 dead at the moment. First up is going to be the Skeleton King and the Rainer. Kael'Thas in the back. Without a level 16 talent, without that ignite still in the game, he's going to not be able to do too much here. Deco coming around the side, though, wailing on the Johanna. She gets the big heals. Phoenix goes out. No one left to wail on, and they're just going to play it safe and get back, which is going to mean turning in these many, many gems, of which they only need 3. So here comes the spiders. Still a fort in the top, still a fort in the bottom. Smartly, Smells Like Team Spirit is gathering in the mid here to clean up that first one, but so is Adults with Jobs. They might just push with the middle, not even bother taking the forts. No need for the XP when there's only 33% and shields left. Archer taking pretty heavy damage from the Skeleton King, but that burst closed him down. Mikhail walking out, trying to walk out, he falls as well. Phoenix going to do a little bit of zoning, as well as the Hyperion zoning everyone out, causing them to run in odd directions, but Spider Queen don't care. She's just wailing on the core there, and that leaves Arcani barely holding on. Great ults all this game by the Lily, doing a great job keeping their teammates healed up, but she falls to the Gargantuan, and that is the core. GG to Adults with Jobs. Take a look at the score screen here, but we're going to dive right on ahead to our next match. And will that be on Spider Queen? My knowledge is that this is the losing team gets to choose which map they are going on. So, massive damage from the Nazebo and the Vala, just so much siege damage. Jaina, just this huge damage disparity. And if we look at the XP, you can really see how Smells Like Team Spirit ended up falling there. So now we just await our invite to the next game as they decide which map they are going to have it on. Howdy, chat. This is on a 3-minute delay, so anything you say, of course, I cannot hear you. And I do close the screen now. I have learned my lesson. Do not try to read a chat while the game is going on. But thank you for the compliment, Dreadwolf. This is a best of 3, so that does put Adults with Jobs in the lead for now. And we'll see what the next match brings. Until then, I'm going to throw back on the music, and we'll see you shortly. Wrath of the Lich King music. The best, the nostalgia. I miss it. But we're here on Battlefield of Eternity. It's not Spider Queen. I get to cast something that's not Spider Queen. I'm so excited, and I love Battlefield of Eternity. Such great decisions to make. You gotta really work as a team, divide up your team. That's probably the biggest challenge of this map is you have to work out who's gonna defend, when you're gonna switch over to the offense on the Immortals, and of course if you're stuck in a defensive posture, you need to make sure you're getting someone out there to soak lanes. So once we get into this game, we'll be able to see kind of the, if any, change-ups happened to the comps. I know I saw Sylvanas in there in the pre-screen, but of course, there's a few bugs still in the system. Can't always see all the comps when you're looking at it. So let's go ahead and let this load up, and then we'll be able to see which team is heaven and which team is hell today. Battling Immortals. And of course, mercenaries. Rather important on this map, but not as important on some of them. So we need to take that into account. And of course, specs. I want to see cool specs. Falstad is one here that comes to mind that can completely change over a spec from a more group-oriented hammering build into a more lightning-based build that does high damage to single targets. So PvE specs, show them to me. I want to see them. And up top here, we have Adults with Jobs. Archer still on the JoJo. Nats still sporting that Nazebo. Cheese Chips on the Master Skin Jaina. Retro Funk, good old Master Skin Uther. And all the way down bottom, still Randy, sporting that that Vala that did so well last game. Al the Mage switching over to a Sylvanas solo lane there. ETC still Mikhail. Arcane still Kael'thas. Not Kael'thas. Oh god, that's gonna get hard when that hero enters the game. Jules on the Lily did such a great job last game. And Deco switching from Raynor over to Vala. I do like Raynor quite a bit on this map, but I like Raynor on every map. Fight immediately breaking out here. Quite a bit of damage. Great move by the ETC, repositioning himself to the front, but panics a little bit, stopping his body blocks. And Deco gets a little stuck in there and manages to get out. Everyone's gonna be fine. Lily will top everyone off. In fact, the only real problem is that Uther is gonna have to get out of there. All right, down bottom here. Ooh, smells like Team Spirit. Positioning in. Maybe going for a gank. We'll see what happens. Reposition, shown themselves. Everyone's gonna back out, and that leaves a soak top lane only for Adults with Jobs. They're gonna start wailing on this wall here with the Jaina. All the mercs are gonna fall relatively, or the lane minions are gonna fall fast. Lots of damage going out on the Uther, but he's gonna be all right. Gets a couple of tower shots, but dodges them. And Vala repositioning, Lily repositioning, and that's gonna leave Sylvanas once again in the bottom. So very, very slight XP lead for Adults with Jobs due to a failed gank from Smells Like Team Spear. No real lockdown here in the bottom lane, so Sylvanas is gonna get to work pretty scot-free and destroy all the lane minions. Let's take a look here at the talents. Nothing too surprising. Uther actually choosing on this map to go with the regeneration. Not a bad call. You can't, if you win with the Immortals, you can actually have a pretty good chance of getting enough orbs to actually manage that regeneration. But a bit of a gamble. Same thing happening with Lily there. So we'll see. My point there being that whoever is winning the Immortals, due to this regeneration talent, their healer is going to be considerably more powerful and could easily snowball their team to victory. But big fight going on here over in the Hell side. Of course, Adults with Jobs not going to be willing to push into that because that Immortal will begin to slam should they get in. So they're going to reposition all the way down to the Heaven and start wailing on theirs. Now they're missing Sylvanas. This is perfectly all right. Both the Nazebo and the Sylvanas are soaking lanes at the moment. Both teams trying to get those level 4 talents, which are going to eke out a little bit of damage more than the enemy, which could cause them to win. But we have our first reposition coming from Smells Like Team Spirit, doing such a good job wailing on that middle. And here comes the positioning wars. Of course, these two teams can't see each other very well in here. In fact, the only sight they have is on Archer, Johanna. ETC getting a little deep, but causing those DPSs to panic as Lily has to dive in after them. Body blocking for the Kael'thas so he can get out scot-free. Diko taking a little bit too much damage, giving Lily 2 targets to heal up, which can take a relatively long time on Lily. Great zombie wall, gonna zone them out. Nazebo getting a little chancy pushing forward like that. Diko, get out of the stun. He bolts forward to dodge it, but dives right into the enemy team. Adults with jobs. ETC tries to go around the back and save him, but he falls as well. That leaves Al the mage attempting to escape, but we have Uther chasing her down, and he's got the stun ready on cooldown, and she falls as well. Which leaves adults with jobs plenty of time to dive in and start wailing on the enemy immortal. Now here comes Diko. This could be a bit of damage to actually knock them out of here, but looks like they don't care. ETC coming forward. He's going to do what he can. Try to push him into the stun, ETC. He can't. He gets pushed forward. They're not even targeting him. They're just going straight for the immortal. Now things could get dangerous, though, as adults with jobs may have overstayed their welcome. Great blizzard by Jaina, allowing them to get back. Nats, no mana, having to be chased back by TTC. Retrofrunk, low mana as well. And that leaves Archer, the last one out, as the tank should be. And they're going to get out all safe. Of course, Immortal pushes the strongest lane, and in this case, it seems to be the top.
To me, mortal.
I think it's always the top in the first one, unless there's some sort of wall down. Otherwise, it does go based off which lane is more pushed out. And yes, this is Heroes of the Pants. This is Game 2. Adults with jobs with 1 win, so if they win this one, they do take this particular round and advance on to the round of 8, which is going to be happening tomorrow. Of course, first Immortal, 4 minutes, not going to have a lot of health. Jojo, going to be able to walk out with unstoppable, but great body blocks from the ETC.
I must rest for it.
Meanwhile, downtown, Nats and Randy taking this camp relatively fast, and that's going to leave Smells Like Team Spirit some room to take their top. It's a good little comp here, though. Johanna, Jaina, Uther coming in. They might be able to muscle them out with a level lead. No talent lead for him, though, so Smells Like Team Spirit gonna take that camp. And the siege camp will join them, and looks like they're gonna push the lane with it. Meanwhile, adults with jobs, Nats and Randy taking this camp down here. The Bruisers camp gonna get quite a bit of pushing done. Meanwhile, this mercenary camp is wailing on the wall. Sylvanas comes down, right person to defend. That good. That leaves Arcane up top. He falls to the stun, and that's going to be a dead Kael'thas. ETC tries to go in and save him, but he was just a little too overextended, maybe hoping to guard those siege camps that are wailing on the lane. All right, ETC gets pulled into the blizzard. Only 1 wave of blizzard, though. Kona Cold goes out. Vol from the Vala needs to get her out. And ETC sticking around to do some body blocking to get that Vol out. Great play by the tank there. Sylvanas trying to do what she can to stop this tank, but she really can only get in range of the dogs, which are going to keep getting respawned by that Rakanishu in the back. Meanwhile, up top, Cheese Chip's a little overextended, but Vala actually is the one who falls for that mistake. A little hungry for blood there, and actually going to eke out a talent lead and a 2-level lead for adults with jobs. Bit of a painful place for Smells Like Team Spirit to be moving in, but they did such a great job making their calls last time. This could actually be what puts them ahead. But looks like Adults with Jobs going to go straight onto the Immortal, wailing on it really hard. In fact, out DPS racing Smells Like Team Spirit. They're going to take a stun. Meanwhile, bottom, the switch is on. 2 Immortals wail, and it's a pretty even switch, so no team really has an advantage here. But looks like Adults Jobs is actually all together, while Smells Like Team Spirit is out of position. Kael'thas falls due to that. Lily a little far back. Vala, if ETC can get the dive, but no, good Uther heal going out, healing him up. The stun goes off on the Vala. She's got to get back. ETC trying to dive around the back, takes the Vala down, but this divides him from the Lily, and that's Vala dead. Lily having to try to get out. Of course, the damage does increase her speed, but nope, she falls to too much damage from Adults with Jobs with that level lead. ETC trying to zone out a little bit, maybe hoping to push some people into some stuns, but he will fall now. And Kael'thas, don't get overconfident. They're all there. He can't see anything but this little gap here. And so he's going to go try to do whatever damage he can. Maybe burn down some of that shield, but this is ending up going to be a big, big shield for the Adults with Jobs. Of course, while the Immortal is shielded, they are going to have ranged attacks just a huge health bar, bonus health bar here. And that's going to end up pushing the top again. Smells like Team Spirit taking their camp. Perfect time to grab onto that before the Immortal pops, getting rid of the camp. So that'll be a little bonus push happening in the background.
Hero slain.
And they're all going to focus here on the top Immortal. It takes the wall. Doubt it will take the keep, though, without any background enforcement. But adults with jobs, gonna go ahead and wail on this keep, and they'll get it real fast. Of course, Jaina's Frost does work on buildings, so once you can get a blizzard down, a cone of cold on those buildings, they're gonna fall wicked fast. And that means any Immortals that spawn will go back in that top lane. Meanwhile, this will be pushed out a little bit by these dogs, but they lost their Rezer. Fight going down here. Looks like Lily caught out of position. Gargantuan chasing, and that is ult advantage for adults with jobs after that keep falls. Same exact talents from last time, actually. So, their favorite picks. Vala, great job trying to dive out of there. Great positioning, but ends up falling to just too much damage and stun from JoJo and the Uther. Meanwhile, smells like Team Spirit just needs to get their level back. They're almost there. They're almost at 10. Zombie Wall just going to zone him out while they take this camp. And Sylvanas needs to go down bottom and farm that. Vala able to vault out. The Phoenix actually going out, causing a surprising amount of zone. Going to keep adults with jobs from diving in on them. Great ult by Lily. And that's going to keep everyone topped up. But the Zombie Wall does get the Kael'thas. ETC tries to dive in a little too late to save her. Great slam by the Vala, but ooh, looks like Jaina does not care. She's gonna keep walking forward, chasing the ETC back, and that's gonna be another 4 down for them while they wait for 2 to res. So Rain of Vengeance on the Vala is really the only difference. Wailing Arrow being the preferred talent for all Sylvanases. 1,000 Cups, Mosh Pit. So still some wombo combo potential, particularly with a Mosh Pit, Silence, and the Phoenix that could reign in at any moment. Only a 2-level lead right now for adults with jobs. And Sylvanas gonna go soak this bottom lane. 3-level lead now, but only momentarily as they have full soak in both lanes. So Immortals popping. This is a great time to take these camps. Those are gonna be able to push down bottom while the Immortal battle happens. And actually, this spawn is in adults with jobs' favor because it's right on their side. They have the superior DPS, the 2-level lead. And in fact, both are gonna race and actually smells like Team Spirit keeping up.
Our battle cannot
And just barely going to adults with jobs. Everyone positions. ETC putting himself in a commanding position there to actually make something happen. Arcane needs that level 16. Particularly his playstyle, he is going for the full Ignite build. So if they can just get their levels up, Arcane could really explode onto the scene. Missed Zombie Wall there. Ends up getting a bit of a stun out on the Uther, in fact, and they have to regroup. It smells like Team Spirit moving in now. Ooh, the watermelons are really going to mess them up, though. Lots of slow, lots of damage. Lily, though, able to basically get off her cups with impunity unless there's some sort of stun on her. It doesn't fall, but there is a dead Lily. ETC is going to find himself overextended then momentarily. Arcane coming around the back, hoping to deal with this Jaina, but he stands in a blizzard and ends up falling as well, and that is a dead Immortal. That is a relatively big shield for Heaven's side, and adults with jobs is going to push the top lane. Meanwhile, during all that, Sylvanas had to be taking care of this lane. These infinitely spawning dogs would have just destroyed this wall and meant quite a bit more pain than if she had actually been in the fight. But there is always that silencing arrow, that wailing arrow, ETC and Phoenix combo that could have won it out. So tough decision making there. I think smells like Team Spirit made the right choice. And here we go. Wailing on the wall. No support yet. Nazeebo leading the way. This could be dangerous for him, but with a 3-level lead, he's pretty confident. ETC hoping to make something happen. Being forward there. Al the Mage. Ooh, getting a little wailed on, in fact. And Johanna ends up grabbing him with the Condemn. And very low ETC, very low Kael'thas. They both have to back. Their healer is down. ETC sticking around to save the Vala. Vala doesn't want to get out of there, though. And that's quite a bit of damage with that Hungering Arrow. Randy really wants him dead. They're going to have to go back to the full heal. Fort falls. Immortals down. so they will have to back up before things get too hairy for them, particularly with Lily rezzing right now. Going to rejoin the fight. They're going to get back out. Adult with Jobs making a great play there. Will they turn around, though? ETC getting caught out, getting stunned, getting slowed, and dead ETC. That's going to leave Smells Like Team Spirit waiting the 24 seconds before they can really get in and engage again. Actually, a bit of pile up here. Could see Deco go for a good slam. Uther zoning out great. Don't check the wall there, Kael'thas. It's too dangerous. Retrofunk running right about. He's going to get the stun. Ugh. Wow. Just so much burst damage from that Jaina. In fact, I do believe Jaina is top damage again. Yeah, 31,000, just like we checked it last time, versus a 16,000 from the Vala. Great job on the Smells Like Team Spirit Vala. Deco doing a great job eking out whatever damage they can. But this is a level 16 talent lead. And of course, for most heroes, level 16 is a huge amount. Vala actually going Executioner can just cause even more damage to this team that's already getting locked down constantly. Johanna, she don't care about taking no tower shots. She's just gonna walk right in. Jaina doesn't care either. She's zoning out, in fact. Squishy's here on the team, gonna soak a flame strike, but no, Divine Shield goes in, stopping cheese chips from falling too deep, and that's a dead ETC. That is a non-level 16 Kael'thas waiting in the background to see what he can do. He gets stuck inside a zombie wall. Adults with Jobs wants him dead. They're not gonna let him escape. Deco actually, going in on the Jaina, but she ends up popping a perfect ice block. Vala falls. Al the Mage getting stunned, and that is a complete win for Adults with Jobs. Amazing play there. Great team play. Smells Like Team Spirit overextending too many times with their DPS there. Kael'thas and Deco, the Vala, constantly putting themselves in a bit too much danger for something like a Lily to be able to handle. And that leaves ETC diving in, trying to save them. 8 deaths on the Kael'thas. Ooh, 0, 0, 0, 1. 29 versus 1. Holy crap, the same exact team comp. It looks like Adults with Jobs really practiced up for these particular matches. Siege damage, you know, here's a Sylvanas doing everything she can to clear those lanes, keep the XP going. And in fact, this again, just so much XP causing those level leads. As for the rolls, ETC soaking a lot of damage. Ignore these 5 deaths for half a second because he did so much. Mikhail, you did a ton. I really enjoyed watching you dive in, trying to use your various ETC abilities to eke out that little bit of bonus, but it wasn't enough. Johanna Archer, great positioning, constantly the last one out, always the first one in. Of course, that's backed up by an Uther who was doing tons of healing, in fact, out-healing a Lily. Even with the level disparity, it's a pretty big deal that Uther is out-healing the Lily because Cups just does healing to everybody. Uther lacking any sort of group heal outside of his Wave of Light, which people have to line up for. And for top damage, despite this XP, this is a really impressive little climb here because Vala almost catching up to the Nazebo and the enemy Vala. About 10,000 behind there, but still, with the level disparity that they had of a 3 and a 4 and a 2 at times, that these DPSs were able to get as much as they could done with these amount of deaths really speaks to their skill. So that'll be Adults with Jobs advancing on to the round of 8. This was the Frogpants Heroes of the Pants tournament. It is continuing tomorrow. I believe at an earlier time. I'll tweet that out exactly. And then next weekend, next Saturday, we're getting into the semifinals. And then Sunday next week will actually be the finals. I will be casting that with Garrett Weinzerl on this very stream at, I believe, the same time. And this is a very friendly tournament. As you can see, there are doubles allowed. It is just a general selection. There's no drafting process. So if you're wondering why weren't certain things countered, that's why that's happening here. So that'll be it for today's games. In fact, those burned through wicked fast. I thought I might be here for an hour, maybe 2. But Adults with Jobs, a commanding victory. And very cool to see Battlefield of Eternity. So, at any rate, I was Kyle Fergusson. This was Frogpants, Heroes of the Pants. Take care, everyone.